Hey, I'm here with a 1949 Southern Jumbo. This one had a pretty hard life. Somebody put it back together. The family said maybe 20 years ago, and it's probably more of a furniture restoring type person who did it. But it's all there, and the repairs inside, none of them are unreversible. There's a whole bunch of, there's some big old cracks you might see here, and those big old cracks on the inside have strips of cloth with glue. I think they laid it down, put the glue cloths in there, and even poured some more. There's just puddles of glue on the inside of it, and there's, from what I can see, some cleats. And the funny part is, you probably can't see it, which is what they intended. Somebody, after they did all the repairs, just kind of sprayed black spray paint inside to just cover up over all the stuff, which does an effective job of hiding all of the repairs, but it's pretty gnarly looking. The bridge plate looks original. That was the biggest pleasant surprise. Nobody's messed with the neck, and the neck angle is good. It's had a replaced bridge. I don't know who made it. I assume it's custom made because it's a reverse belly Gibson bridge, but it is thick. I mean, it's twice as big as they actually gave me the original one, the piece of it, and of course this is twice as big and twice the weight. So I think somebody got a hold of this with, aside from all the home refin job on it, I think somebody got after it with a linseed oil or something recently. It just reeks. So I just kind of wet sanded it down to get some of that garbage off in the meantime. I was all over the fingerboard and stuff too. But tuners, one of the tuners had a broken peg on it. So I just threw it, but they were original. They're original set of 1949 Clouson Deluxe tuners. None of them have the buttons. One of them is missing a post. I might try to rebuild those, the one particular one, but I'll definitely try to put buttons on the other ones. It's just a replacement Gibson set, probably 10 years old or less. But yeah, it's all there. Frets look original. Somebody put a nylon nut on it at some point. I don't think they were doing that back then. But tapered headstock. The saddle is glued in, but conveniently, it needed to come down, and I was able to file it down in the meantime to see if it'd play. I'm definitely going to be taking this all apart at some point and getting a full rebuild on it. I think everything in there looks original and in good shape. It just needs to be re-glued properly and get all the puddles of glue and cloth out. But in the meantime, I figured, I know I'm not going to do it soon. Let me see if I can get it playing. And come to find out, it can play, and it plays well. And I haven't even touched the frets on or the nut on this thing. All I did was adjust the truss rod and sand down the saddle. It does have this funny thing where somebody taped off the headstock and then painted the neck some dark color, if you can see that. It's really bizarre. And then the headstock, you would think maybe it wasn't refinished, but I'm pretty sure somebody got in there. It's really bizarre, like they sanded down around the tuners and then somehow refinished it. It's really bizarre. But nothing that's irreversible at this point. So here she is, as she is now. It's not super responsive, not a lot of big bass in, not a ton of volume. To me, it honestly sounds like one of those Japanese import copies from the 70s, or even a Gibson square shoulder from the 70s. But it's got a decent sound to it, and it plays good. So I'm gonna keep playing it. I think the top could be stiff. They said that nobody's played it since it was fixed 20 some odd years ago. So the top may just be asleep, and we might need to wake it up, and I'm just the guy to do it. So oh, also still has the aluminum end pin and has some weird Bondo patches on the side. Those will all get dealt with.